Yes, good evening everyone. Good evening all. Good evening Mr. Pratmesh. After a long time, good to see you. Yes, good evening everyone. I hope everything is clear. Video, audio, everything is fine. Now let us talk about the very important convention. In fact, these are the things which are the current related one. All they are very important. From here, you need to be very cautious. Whatever we have discussed till now is the older one, the older conventions and all these things, the developments that have taken place in the previous scenarios. But now a very important development that has taken place right from 1992, and from then there is a great incremental that is happening here in the case of conservation of the species, both area as well as the species. Everything is going on a perfect manner till 2020. But because of the break of the pandemic, something happened. What is this one? What we are going to discuss right now? Come on, let us see this one. The topic is called as the Convention on Biodiversity. This is the last topic in the biodiversity, which is very important. What happened for the biodiversity in the world countries, what type of developments were brought by the United Nations, and what is its impact in India, how Indian government has promptly responded to this one. All these things will be dealt here in this class today. Very important. Now, this is popularly called as United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity. It's called as UNCBD. When it has taken birth, it took birth in the year 1992. During which summit? There is a summit called as the Rio Earth Summit. The Rio Earth Summit. The summit is called as the Rio Earth Summit, which happened at Brazil at a place called as Rio de Janeiro. This is popularly called as the Earth Summit or Rio Summit. This is what the informal name. What is the informal name given to this one is called as Rio Earth Summit. But what is the formal name? The formal name is United Nations Convention on Environment and Development. Which is called as UNCED. This is the formal name. This is the formal name, this is the informal name, where the journalist, the so-called media has developed the name called as the Rio Earth Summit. Since it is the summit which is talking about the environment and development, since there is a lot of tug between environment and the development, whenever you want to see the economic development, you need to degrade the environment. This is what was happening right from the beginning. Therefore, we need to bridge a gap somewhere between the development and the environment. Therefore, the world conference, the very important conference, we will be discussing much about this conference before entering the climate change. The very next module after the completion of this one, probably we will be entering maybe today or maybe in the tomorrow class, we will be entering into the topic called as climate change. There I will be giving the birth of UNEP, how the birth of UNEP gave way for the development of the very important organization called as IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, how IPCC in turn talked about the meeting which is called as the Rio Earth Summit, nothing but the United Nations Convention on Environment and Development. Within this organization, the three very important units that got developed. Because of this summit, what is the result? The result is Agenda 21. What is this one? The result is Agenda 21. What do you mean by Agenda 21? What is this year? The year when the conference was conducted, it was 1992. Means what? Within another 8 years, the people of that time period are going to complete what is called as the century. They are going to complete the century. Then they are going to enter into the new century, which is otherwise called as the 21st century. Till now they are in the 20th century. They need to step into the 21st century. When they are going to step in 21st century, shall we enter the 21st century with the same age-old problems or with the solutions? What should be our target? What should be our goal? What are the programs we need to conduct, which is otherwise called as the agenda of 21st century? What should be the people doing? What type of policies needs to be brought in the entire world countries? What should be the agenda for 21st century? This is what the target. With this target, the conference was held. Under this conference, the three very important organizations developed. One is called as United Nations Convention on Biodiversity. This is what our topic today. The first and foremost organization that developed in the year 1992 is United Nations Convention on Biodiversity. This is where we are going to study today. The next very important organization called as United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Again took birth in the year 1992. These are the two sister concerned developments, the sister organizations, where they took birth during the same time period. One is regarding the biological diversity, another one is regarding the climate change. This we will be discussing tomorrow. This we will be completing today. What is the third sister organization which has taken a little bit delayed birth of around 1994? There is a delay of 2 years gap. 2 years gap is there. After 2 years, there is a birth of the new organization called as United Nations Convention on Combating Desertification. These are the three very important problems that were discovered in this convention, and they became agenda for 21st century. What we need to do in the 21st century? Let us have a framework at this point itself, 8 years before the entry of the new century. See, this is what the preparedness. Normally we people for every, in the new year, we will be taking some resolutions. The resolutions are there first, but to break, right? On the same lines, that is for our, the personal thing. But the world leaders, whenever they are entering the new century, now they have taken a firm decision not to perform the same type of activities, whatever we have degraded the environment in the 20th century, we should not degrade the environment, and therefore they are coming with their new policies. Clear? This is what the introduction. Now, in the once we complete this one, before going to enter into the climate change, we will be giving the complete structure. This is a rough structure I have given just for your understanding where UNCBD lies in. Clear? Where UNCBD is there, from which organization it has taken birth. I will be giving the complete scenario right from 1972 in the next class. Which organization took birth in the year 1972, then it gave birth for which organization. This very organization is interested with submitting certain reports. Because of these reports only, all the environmental related developments are happening. These are the very important reports, and this is a structure. We will be seeing the complete structure once we complete this convention on biodiversity. Is it clear? This is the introduction. Is there any audio issue is there? Come on, let us check the audio issue. I hope it is okay now. Is the audio clear? There should not be any disturbance at all. Yes, very good. No audio problem. Everything is set right. Yes, very good. All you people are too good. Come on. You are good responders. Right? Now, let us start with this one. What is called as the Convention on Biodiversity. This is the story behind the birth of UNCBD. Now, what is this biodiversity? Having variety of life forms in one area, biological diversity. This very convention on biological diversity has got three main objectives. What are the three main objectives? One is called as the preservation or conservation. What are the main objectives? Come on, let us see this one. Objectives of CBD. What is CBD? Nothing but Convention on Biodiversity. This is the one. What are the objectives? Objectives of CBD. The first and foremost is the conservation. How to conserve, where to conserve, shall we go for in situ conservation or ex situ conservation? This is what we have seen till now. IUCN, Ramsar Convention, then we came across CITS, TRA, FFIC, traffic, so many organizations. Where all they come under? All they come under what is called as the conservation techniques. All they are conservation techniques. Okay? Is it okay? It's all about the conservation technique. Is it fine? Now, after the conservation, this is first objective. First of all, you need to conserve the soil. The second very important objective is called as sustainable use of biodiversity and its components. Sustainable use of biological diversity and its components. What do you mean by the sustainable use of biodiversity and its components? Because of the scientific advancements, because of, you need to pay very great attention here. Come on, let us have something, this one. You please follow this one. Don't go to some other things. Come on, pay attention here. What is this very important objective? The second one is called as the sustainable use of the biodiversity, also the components of biodiversity. What do you mean by sustainable use of biodiversity? Whatever the plants that are there, whatever the animals that are there, suppose some of the plants are giving certain benefits to the human, let us use that benefits to all the humankind, not just for one particular area. Or else if it is the combination of any two genetical resources, like maybe the plant organization, the plant body and the animal body, whenever they are fused, which is called as biotechnology, whenever such type of new technology is bringing, if this particular technology is getting or giving certain benefits to the humankind, let us use that particular technology in a sustainable manner so that the entire humanity will be living in a very peaceful condition. This is what the second objective. The third objective. What is the third objective? The third objective is called as the fair and equitable sharing of the benefits. sharing of the benefits arising from the development of new technologies. Where it is called as popularly ABS. What do you mean by ABS? Access and benefit sharing. What is ABS? ABS is called as access and benefit sharing. What are these three? Come on, understand this one. What are these three? There are three very important objectives. One is called as the conservation. First of all, you need to conserve whatever the plant or whatever the animal that is presented. Conserve mangroves, conserve coral reefs, conserve whatever the forest, conserve the living creatures, conserve the western ghats, conserve the hotspots, conserve the animals that are present. All this is the conservation. Then use these products in a sustainable way. Means what? When the fishes are available, don't exploit the fish. Don't go for overfishing. Just like the report says. What are the reports? The global assessment reports. The global assessment report given by IPBES, Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform for Ecosystem and Biological Services. These are the reports that are submitted by the international organization. What they said, you are using the resources in an exploitative manner. Therefore, let us not use the resources in an exploitative manner. You need to use the resources in a sustainable manner. Like consume the plant products, consume the animal products in a sustainable manner. This is what the second one. And not only the products, also the components also. Then the third one, which is very, very important, called as the fair and equitable sharing of the benefits. If any product, maybe the plant product or maybe the animal product, which is giving something benefit, let us share this benefit not just in one area, one locality of the world. Let us share this benefit to entire world countries. Say for example, there is a plant. Suppose if this is a plant. If this plant is producing certain enzymes or certain products where this particular product can be used as a medicine in treating cancer, maybe example, in treating one particular disease. Let us use this product for the entire world. Since this, what ecology says that, since the species are not distributed all over the world, some of the species are distributed in specific locations where it is called as the range of distribution. Since there is a range for the distribution of the species, if they are available in one particular area, from that area you supply to the entire world, there should be fair and equitable sharing of the benefits. Sharing of the benefits. From where the benefits are coming from? Benefits are coming from the biological diversity. Is it okay? This is about, okay? Is there any, this is about the objectives. With these objectives, the biodiversity came into picture. The Convention on Biodiversity came into picture. This biodiversity, CBD, came into picture in the year 1992. It took birth in the year 1992. Right from 1993, it was adopted. It got adopted, and the resolution was taken that for every 2 years, 2 years once, there should be meetings. All the countries needs to meet for every 2 years. This is what the meeting that needs to be conducted every 2 years. The meeting should be there for every 2 years. These meetings are called as COP meetings. What are COP? Nothing but conference of parties to CBD. What are these? These are called as the conferences of parties to CBD. How many times they need to meet? 2 years once. Therefore, as on today, as on 2021, there were COP 14 such meetings already held. Already held such 14 meetings. In these 14 meetings, now see this one. In these 14 meetings, what happened? The United Nations has announced one decade which is called as the decade of biodiversity. United Nations has announced in the year 2010 the decade as a decade of biodiversity. What the United Nations did in the year 2010, it has announced the decade 2000, 2011, 2020 as the decade of biodiversity. When it has announced the decade as a decade of biodiversity, in this decade there were certain targets fixed by the United Nations Convention on Biodiversity. We need to complete this much of target. We need to enhance the forest cover like this. We need to protect this particular piece of land. We need to reclaim the land from so and so conditions. There are certain targets. All these targets are called as the United Nations biodiversity targets. These are the United Nations biodiversity targets. When they need to be achieved, they need to get achieved by 31st December 2020. By 31st December 2020, all the targets needs to be achieved. How many such targets were being enlisted? They are called as 20 targets that are kept. These targets, as they were developed in the Japan, in the prefecture called as Aichi, these targets are called as Aichi targets. Where the targets were developed, the targets were released to all the countries. How many countries are there in this one? In the COP 14 or COP parties, all 197 countries are there, member countries. How many are there? Almost our entire world are the member countries. All they are the signatories in this convention, United Nations Convention on Biodiversity. For all these countries, targets were given. What are the targets? The targets are called as Aichi targets, and all the countries are asked to submit their report to United Nations Convention on Biodiversity (UNCBD) by 31st December 2020. We in India, we have submitted the report way back in the year 2018 itself. The report is called as National Report 6. How many such reports were submitted by the government of India from time to time? 5 reports submitted. In the year 2018, 6th report was submitted saying how best we have reached these targets. What the report says that? The report says that yes, there are certain targets given by the United Nations Convention on Biodiversity. All these targets need to be implemented in India. Therefore, we have implemented these targets, and how far we have achieved these targets are given in the form of a report called as National Report number 6. Targeting means what? Telling that all these targets are being achieved so and so in this proportion we have targeted, and finally we have reached this one. This is about the IT targets and the biodiversity decade. Now what you need to understand here, when the decade is 2011 to 2020, what the target, when the targets needs to be achieved by 31st December 2020. Now see this one. This is a very important point. I am giving a complete gist. You won't get all this gist at one place. Come on, pay attention. By the time it is 31st December 2020, all the targets needs to be achieved. Means what? Whatever the deadline that is being kept there is already done away, is already done. Now, what next? What next has to be discussed in COP15? What next has to be discussed in the COP15? In the month of June 2020, they are supposed to discuss, all the world leaders are supposed to discuss. For this, the venue was kept at a place called as Kunming, China. When this was decided in the year 2019, in the month of Jan itself. In the month of 2019, January itself, they have selected that in 2020 we are going to meet in COP15. In COP15 at a place called as Kunming. It comes under the Yunnan province. Yunnan province of China. What is this Yunnan province of China? Why we are specifically giving? It's very close to India. The southernmost China, the Yunnan province. The name of the city is called as Kunming. These people, they are supposed to meet at Kunming in China, and they are supposed to draw new objectives. They are supposed to come up with the new objectives. New objectives to preserve, to conserve, to help biodiversity. But this was delayed. This was delayed, means what? Got postponed because of COVID-19. Now when the meeting is going to held, date not fixed now. The people are having the webinars, they are meeting virtually, they are discussing what needs to be done in the future. But because of again the second wave, again it got subsided. All these things are happening. Why we are giving so much of stress, so much of importance for this one? Listen this one. In the year 2015, when there was a Paris summit regarding the climate change, in the year 2015, when Paris summit agreement has taken place at the place called as Paris in the year 2015, in the year 2016 and the year 2017, in the UPSC, almost all, some 10 to 12 questions were there in the prelims. 80 to 100 marks of mains questions were asked. Could you understand? If any such world summit takes place where the objectives are drafted for the entire world, now as a UPSC aspirant you should be very keen on such meetings. Why? Because these are going to be the important questions both in the prelims as well as in the mains. Luckily this particular year where the people didn't made, as I am giving the explanation, you will be concentrating the next meeting whenever it happens. It is going to be a very, very big summit for you. You need to pay attention on whatever the outcomes that comes in this Kunming summit. Whether it will be happening in the Kunming summit or not, we don't know. But definitely the summit is going to happen, COP15. When it is supposed to conduct, it is supposed to conduct in the month of June 2020, but got postponed. Postponed indefinitely. When it is going to conduct, we don't know. What is the theme? Let us see this one. In the Kunming event, the theme was already released. What is the theme? The theme is called as ecological civilization. Very, very important. The theme is called as, write down all these things. Whatever I am writing on the board, please copy all these things. What is the theme? The theme is called as ecological civilization, building a shared future, building a shared future for all, building a shared future for all life on the earth, for all life on the earth, This is a theme. Very, very important theme is this one. And more stress, a very great stress was given on indigenous, very great stress was given to indigenous people. Great importance was given to indigenous people. Means what? The people who are the tribal people, because they are the one where they are living in the ecological type of lifestyle and local communities. The indigenous people all the time will be living in the ecological type of lifestyle. Indigenous people and the local communities are being given a very, very prime and the prominent importance. Is it clear? Right? Is it okay? Is it okay? What is the theme of COP15? COP15 is yet to take place. The theme is called as ecological civilization. Building a shared future for all life on the earth. Means what? The importance is not just for the human. Whatever the chance you are having on this planet earth, each and every life is having the same chance, the same opportunity, same value for every life. Though it may be a small ant, or it may be a small phytoplankton, or else it can be a very large animal like elephant or giraffe or even a human. Everyone is having the same equal importance on the surface of the earth. Therefore, all the life should be given a greater prominence, greater importance. This is what the entire thesis of this one. Is it okay? Just go through once. Just go through once again. See, this is the complete gist of this one. The Convention on Biodiversity is called as UNCBD, took birth in the year 1992. The parent organization is a Rio Earth Summit. It is the informal name for this one. In the Brazil, it has taken place. The formal name is United Nations Convention on Environment and Development, UNCED. The target is the Agenda 21. Whatever the things you need to perform in the 21st century is called as Agenda 21, where it has gave way for the three very important organizations. One is CBD, nothing but Convention on Biodiversity. Second one, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. No need to by heart this one. Just listen this one. You write UNFCCC only. Don't think that I am very fast and I didn't given the abbreviation of this one. We'll come to this one. In fact, we'll be detailed seeing this one in very detail. Right? United Nations Convention on Combating Desertification took birth in the year 1994. Then objectives of CBD. The three very important objectives. One is conservation. The second one is sustainable use of the biodiversity. The third one is sharing of the benefit, which is popularly called as ABS. These are the three conventions. UNCBD adopted 2 years once the meeting will be held. Meetings are called as COP meetings. Till date, 14 such meetings were happened. We are waiting for the 15th meeting. What the 15th meeting, why the 15th meeting is so important? Because in the year 2010, United Nations has announced the decade 2011-2020 as a decade of biodiversity. While announcing, it has given certain targets. These targets are called as Aichi targets. Aichi is a prefecture in the Japan. And the targets are called as Aichi targets. What are the targets? Whether we have achieved all these things we will be seeing. But gist, let us see the gist. There are 20 targets given by Aichi, and therefore they are called as Aichi biodiversity targets. Aichi biodiversity targets are there. These are the Aichi biodiversity targets. These targets needs to be achieved by each and every country. These targets are needs to be achieved by each and every country, all the member countries, right? When they are supposed to achieve, what is the role of India, what India did, whether we have achieved or not. Could understand? Where we submitted that particular one in the name of a report called as National Report 6. In fact, all these 20 targets, we concise these 20 targets and we have drafted National Biodiversity Targets 12. We will come to that one. No need to worry about this one, right? Then COP 15 is going to held, it should be held, it would have held at in 2020 in the month of June, but didn't happen. What is the venue? Venue is the Kunming in the Yunnan province of China. In this one, the new objectives, the new goals are going to be set. Whenever such new goals, new objectives are going to be set, next year definitely UPSC will be asking at least a minimum of 5 to 10 questions on this one. Therefore, you should be very, very keen on these things. What is the theme of this particular COP 15 summit? The theme is ecological civilization. See, the very theme itself is ecological civilization. Means what? Till now, whatever we are living, this type of civilization is not ecological civilization. What do you mean by ecological civilization? We need to live in such a civilization where there should not be any degradation. There should not be any degradation of the environment. Without degrading the environment, without any degradation of the environment, we need to live in the society or on this planet Earth. This is about the ecological civilization. Building a shared future for all life on the earth. Stress was paid, or more importance was given to the indigenous people and the local communities. Because indigenous people and the local communities are having certain knowledge, the knowledge is called as TK. What is the knowledge? Called as traditional knowledge. What is the traditional knowledge? Traditional knowledge is such a knowledge where the people will be curing the diseases, the people will be getting the resources, getting the food, getting shelter, everything without degradation of the nature. This is the yesteryear's people. But whereas we, in the name of science and technology, in the name of developments, we have developed so many products which are not degradable products by the nature. Is it clear? This is all about the CBD. Now, after this one, after all these things, come on, let us talk about something. We have completed 14 COPs, right? Till now we have completed 14 COPs, right? COP 14. Right from COP 1, COP 5, COP 10, and now it is COP 15. The next one is the COP 15. COP 15 is very, very important because of new objectives. COP 15, just now we are awaiting for the new objectives. Now, this is the first one where it is normally for every meeting, the first meeting is very important. It is common. Where all the people will be meeting and they will be greeting each and everyone. How are you? Okay, fine. Had your coffee, tea, everything. They will be meeting. Fine. But why the COP 5, the COP 10 are specifically important? In these COPs, there are conventions gave way to protocols. In the COP 5, in the COP 10, two protocols were introduced. What is convention? What is protocol? Now pay attention. What we have discussed till now, or if all the parties are meeting, if all the presidents, the prime ministers of the countries of the world are they are meeting for any one single purpose, is called as convention. What in the convention that people will be discussing? They will be discussing about maybe the biological diversity, maybe the climate change, maybe the wetland. They will be discussing only one particular issue for one in the meeting, right? Once they discuss, Now the conventions give way for protocols. What do you mean by the protocol? Whatever is being discussed in the convention as a mandatory condition that needs to be implemented in the protocol. Got the point? What the conventions are meant for? They are just the meeting places. They are the meeting places, they will be discussing and they will be talking about, let us do this work, let us not do that work. What protocol says? The moment once you come to a conclusion to do one work and not to do other work, that needs to be put it on the paper and that needs to be implemented in the letter and spirit. If at all you are implementing that particular, whatever you have written on the paper in letter and spirit as a mandatory condition, as a binding agreement, such a condition on the country, this is called as protocol. What CBD, Convention on Biodiversity, United Nations Convention on Biodiversity had drafted? It has drafted two protocols. What are the two protocols? One protocol is in the COP5, another protocol in the COP10. This protocol is called as Cartagena Protocol. This is called as the Cartagena Protocol. Whereas the second protocol is called as Nagoya Protocol. This is called as Nagoya Protocol. Got the point? There are two protocols, one the Cartagena Protocol, another one is called as Nagoya Protocol. What do you mean by the Cartagena Protocol? What is Nagoya Protocol? For that matter, what is protocol? What is protocol? Whatever is discussed and brought a consensus. What do you mean by consensus? Or agreement of all the countries. When all the countries are coming to a conclusion, when all the countries are coming to a conclusion, now these conclusions will be drafted again under protocol and all the countries are asked to sign that protocol. That signing of the protocol is called as ratification. The signing of the protocol is called as ratification. Once any country ratifies, means what? Once that particular country signs, what that means? That country is accepting all the rules and regulations that were prescribed in the protocol. Once it accepts, it has to implement. Got the point? Whatever the discussions, in the discussions all 197 countries can be seated up. They can come, they can sit, they can discuss, they can have a great chat. They will be telling that, yes, let us implement this one, let us not implement this one. This is the general meeting, right? This is called as a convention. In the convention, if certain countries believe that, let us stop plastic, let us stop the production of plastic because plastic is the one which is highly degrading. Let us stop the production of plastic. As a condition, all the countries, if they sign, yes, I am willing to stop the plastic production, I am willing to stop the plastic production. If all the 197 countries ratifies, what do you mean by ratifying? Is not just signing the document. It has to, the document has to be brought to the domestic country. After bringing that to the domestic country, that needs to be submitted in the House of Parliament, needs to be discussed elaborately, and then the head of the state will be signing and that sign will be sent to the document will be sent to the organization. This is what called as ratification process. Once the document is ratified and sent to the organization, the example, in our example, what is the condition? Stopping of manufacturing plastic. Once we sign the document as a mandatory rule, as a binding rule, as a condition, we have to apply the rules and regulations of that protocol. Until you are not signed, there is no binding on you. Once you sign, nothing but once you ratify, you are bound to do all those, to follow all those norms, whatever given in the protocol. Got the point? Is it okay? You may be the member in the convention, it doesn't make any sense unless and until you ratify the protocol, then only you are bound to follow the rules. Just like in the case of IT targets. Now see here, the targets are given. How many targets are given? 20 targets are given. When 20 targets are given, the government of India, if it feels like the 20 targets are not conducive for our Indian environment, if the government of India won't ratify, that is not binding on India. That may be binding in those countries which have ratified. Whoever ratifies, that country is bound to follow the rules. Got the point? This is what called as the ratification process. One is called as Cartagena Protocol, another one is called as Nagoya Protocol. But what this protocol talks about, but what this Cartagena Protocol is talking about, what this Nagoya Protocol is talking about. Got the point? Is a clear protocol, convention, what this particular Nagoya Protocol is talking about, what this Cartagena Protocol is talking about. Let us see the Cartagena Protocol and Nagoya Protocol. In between there is a question. Achieving the IT targets is legally binding. That's what I said. The question is, achieving the IT targets is legally binding or not? If you sign, that country is bound to follow. If you won't sign, you are not bound to follow. Not just CBD means what? In order to enter CBD, you need to sign. That sign is just a participatory sign. But in the protocol, the ratification process is there. What is the ratification process? It's not like whoever they go to the summit, they will be signing. No, the document has to be brought to the domestic country, needs to be discussed extensively. Then it has to be submitted in the House of Parliament. What do you mean by Parliament? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, President. It has to be discussed elaborately. Then the head of the state, means what? In the case of India, the Prime Minister of India will be signing. That sign is called as ratification. Once you are ratified for each and every protocol, see here this one, if the government of India is signing this one and if it is not signing this one, therefore we are binding only to this particular protocol, not to this one. Some of the countries may be signing this one, not signing that one. So they are bounded for Nagoya Protocol, not the Cartagena. Is it clear? Is the things clear? You should be having a good clarity on this one. Fine. Now, this is the Cartagena Nagoya Protocol. How many protocols are there in the CBD? There are two protocols. Cartagena Protocol, Nagoya Protocol. Now, see the link. What are the three objectives of CBD? One is, the first one is called as conservation. The first one is called as the conservation. What are the three objectives? First one is conservation. Let us conserve the biodiversity, maybe in situ, ex situ. Let us conserve all the species. Second one, sustainable use of biodiversity. Third one, access, benefit and sharing. Now see these two. The two objectives are given in the form of two protocols. It is regarding objective 2. This is regarding objective 3. This is regarding objective 2. This is regarding the objective 3. Now could able to correlate. This link is very, very important. What is objective 2? Objective 2 talks about the Cartagena Protocol, the sustainable use of biodiversity. What Cartagena talking about? The objective of the CBD, nothing but the sustainable use of. What do you mean by sustainable use? You need to use the resources in such a manner where the necessities of the present generation should be satisfied. At the same time, there should not be the depletion of the resources for the future generations. Is it clear? Sustainable use of biological resources means what? You need to utilize the resources in such a manner where the current generation needs to satisfy all the requirements. We need to satisfy all the requirements of the present generation without compromising the needs of the future generation. That is called a sustainable development, right? Where it is talking about? It is talking about the sustainable use of biological diversity, Cartagena Protocol. Objective 3, nothing but the access and the fair, equitable benefit sharing is the one is given in the Nagoya Protocol. Come on, give the heading as Cartagena Protocol. Okay? Give the heading as Cartagena Protocol. What this protocol talks about? Come on. Let us talk about the Cartagena Protocol. Listen. First of all, listen. Whatever the things are there, you please keep on jotting the points, but pay attention on the just points. The points needs to be jotted down, right? Cartagena Protocol. What this protocol talks about? This protocol talks about living modified organisms. Cartagena Protocol talks about living modified organisms. What are these living modified organisms? These are the organisms which are arising from the modern biotechnology. Because of modern biotechnology. The biotechnology, the advancements in the science and technology has brought certain new products called as LMOs. Who will be manufacturing, who will be developing, who will be producing this one? They are the developed countries. Developed countries, they will be producing these things, and in want of more and more revenue, they are selling these LMOs to underdeveloped and least developed countries. And they are selling to underdeveloped or the least developed countries. These countries, the least developed countries, underdeveloped countries, as they don't know much about the product, when they are imported, then that particular living modified organism may create certain imbalance in their native country. What that means? Sir, we didn't understand what that means. Now, come on, let us start with LMO. What is LMO? Let us start giving the example. What is LMO? All we people know about one very important crop or the seed called as BT cotton. Listen everyone, very very important. The examples, whatever the examples I am giving, if you can understand the example, you can connect the concept with the theory. Then there will be a good clarity. Now, what we know is a very important cotton seed called as BT cotton. Why this cotton is called as BT cotton? This is what called as Bacillus thuringiensis cotton. What is the concept here? In the DNA, where do you find DNA? DNA is present in the cell. Every organism is made up of cell. We people are made up of some trillions of cells. Each and every cell is having the nucleus. Within the nucleus you can find the DNA helical structure. This is what the DNA helical structure. Each and every organism is made up of these cells, such type of cells. Within the cells, nucleus is there. Within the nucleus you can find the DNA helical structure. This is the DNA helical structure. On the DNA helical structure you can find what is called as genes. These genes are responsible for each and every physical character and the chemical character of a species. Suppose the human, whenever the man wants to grow to particular height, one gene is responsible for the height of the growth of the man. This is the case of human. Why the species like chilies, they are very spicy? Because a spicy creating gene is responsible. Why sugar canes are very very sweet? Because the sugar cane means what? Sweetness causing gene is responsible. Likewise, each and every living organism is having unique set of characters because of their genes. Now this is the gene called as the Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria gene. What this particular gene is doing? It is releasing, secreting certain enzymes, where that particular enzyme is allergic for one species called as bollworm. What is this bollworm? Bollworm is a worm where it used to come to the cotton fruit. It will be boring the cotton fruit and it will be eating all the stuff that is present in the cotton fruit. When all the important material that is present in the fruit is being eaten by the bollworm, the cotton farmer is committing suicide because of the loss that is occurred. Where the killing of the bollworm requires more and more chemicals, pesticides. Whenever you are supplying the more and more chemical and the harmful chemicals on the soil, they are not only killing the bollworms, they are also degrading the soil. Therefore, the bollworm has become so resistant for even the chemicals, and the farmers are unable to kill the bollworm each and every year. This is what the biggest problem that has happened. Now the bioengineers discovered that one particular bacteria, this bacteria called as Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria, this is secreting one particular enzyme. That particular enzyme is allergic to the bollworm. Whenever this bacteria is present in any one area, in that area the bollworm never enters. It is not the killing process. No bollworm will be killed, but the bollworm never enter in that area where the Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria is present there. Therefore, in the initial time period, what the people did, they started supplying the bacteria in the agricultural field. Therefore, the bollworm didn't enter and the crop was a bumper crop and the farmers got more profit. This was the scenario. Then the next one step ahead. What is the one step ahead? With the introduction of genetical engineering, nothing but advancements in science and technology. What these genetical engineers did, they discovered this particular gene which is responsible for releasing of certain enzyme. That enzyme which is allergic to the bollworm, now they removed this gene and they inserted this particular gene which is a animal gene in the cotton plant. What is cotton? It is a plant product. What is this gene? Animal gene. Animal gene was removed from the bacteria and inserted in the cotton plant on the cotton DNA. As and when the plant is growing, this particular gene started expressing. The moment when the gene starts expressing, the enzyme started released by the cotton plant, as if the bacteria is releasing the enzyme on the same line. Now the cotton plant start releasing the enzyme. When the cotton plant start releasing the enzyme, what happened? This bollworm is not coming to the cotton plant. This is what called as genetical engineering. Got the point? Means what? A fusion of the animal gene into the plant gene. Now these seeds are called as living modified. Modified at what level? At the genetical level. See this one. They are called as LMOs. These are the living organisms. The seeds are the living organism, right? But they are modified. Modified at what level? Modified at the genetical level. This is what called as LMO, living modified organism. One best example is a BT cotton. Likewise, there are number of animal species which are acting as living modified organisms. Who can produce these things? It is. Who can produce this one? The developed countries. See, the bacteria itself is not visible. The cell of the bacteria, within the cell of bacteria, identifying the DNA, not only identifying the DNA, identifying the gene within the DNA of the bacteria. Just imagine who will be doing such type of work. It is the developed country. As they develop this concept, they want more and more returns from them, from the research and development. Therefore, they are searching for the markets all over the world. When they are searching for the markets all over the world, the country like India, it requires LMOs because of more productivity. When we are in want of more cotton productivity, we are forced to import LMOs. Is it clear? When any country is importing LMO, if any country is importing LMO, what type of status will be there? Economic development? They will be definitely least developed or underdeveloped countries. Clear? Who will be having very dominant say? Developed country will be having dominant say. Now, suppose US has supplied one particular species, maybe an animal species, to one country, maybe the country like Bangladesh. One LMO was being supplied, maybe the plant LMO or the animal LMO. When the animal LMO was supplied to Bangladesh, this particular species, what it has done, it started growing extensively in the Bangladesh and started killing all the other species. Say for example, it is the case. Then to whom the Bangladesh needs to give the complaint? Because that very product which was supplied by USA gave very great positive result in Pakistan, very positive result in India, but it has given negative result in Bangladesh. Say for example, I am giving the condition, right? If it has given the positive result in Pakistan, it has given the positive result in India. By seeing Pakistan and Indian scenario, Bangladesh might have ordered for maybe BT cotton into Bangladesh. By seeing the positive results of the BT cotton in India, in Pakistan, Bangladesh has ordered BT cotton seeds from USA. Say for example like this. But this very BT cotton supplied to the Bangladesh started killing all the other animals, animal and plants there. Entire crops are being devastated. Devastation has happened in the Bangladesh. Then who will hold the liability? Who will be liable to pay the compensation? Who will be asking USA if Bangladesh goes and asks United States of America, because of your seed I am at loss, will the USA will be listening or what? Never it will be listening. Will it be compensating? Ayyo papam, where it will be giving something or what? Never it will be. This is what the condition. When the developed countries are there, when they are giving something, whether they are developing something, and they want to see these products to be spread in all the world countries, who is there to come to the rescue of these underdeveloped countries or developing countries? It is the Cartagena Protocol. It is the Cartagena Protocol who comes to the rescue. It is the Cartagena Protocol who comes to the rescue. But how? Now see this one. It is the Cartagena Protocol that comes to the rescue, but how it comes to the rescue? Come on, understand this one. What the Cartagena Protocol talks about? What the Cartagena Protocol talks about? It is having two very important instruments. What are the two instruments? One is called as AIA. The first and foremost instrument what Cartagena Protocol talks about is AIA. The next one is called as Biosafety Clearinghouse. These are the two very important instruments where the Cartagena Protocol has developed. What is AIA? It's called as Advanced Informed Agreement. These are the two very important instruments where the Cartagena protocol is having. What are the two instruments? Advanced Information Agreement, Biosafety Clearinghouse. What are these two? Come on. First one, AIA. What do you mean by AIA? Whatever the developed country is supplying to developing country or underdeveloped country, prior to the supply of LMO, this country has to give the way how the LMO was manufactured. The way how the LMO was manufactured, what are its negative impacts, what are its positive impacts, what happens if it is introduced in one particular country, how to introduce this one, what are the precautions that needs to be taken, each and everything needs to be given in writing. Not only in writing, even the packet, whatever the packet that is being supplied, it includes the manufacturing process. It should include labeling, which animal is there. It will be having the packaging strategies, packaging instructions, where to use, how to use. All these things should be mentioned prior to the importing of LMO. After reading all these things, this Bangladesh has to give AIA. Yes, I am well aware of what I am going to import. Yes, I know this is LMO. I know this is manufactured by so and so process. I know what happens if something goes wrong, what needs to be done. Since I know everything, I am placing the order. When this AIA is given to USA, then only USA has to supply the LMOs to the Bangladesh. Got the point? This is as a precautionary measure to protect the interest of the underdeveloped countries and the developing countries. Got the point? Is it okay? Is it okay? Everyone, is it okay? Is it okay? Advanced information agreement, right? Advanced information agreement. Is it clear? Advanced information means what? The information needs to be given in advance. Is it clear? This is AIA. Then coming to the next one. The next, one more safety wall. One wall is AIA. What is the another safety wall? Another safety wall is Biosafety Clearinghouse. See this one? This is called as Biosafety Clearinghouse. What is this Biosafety Clearinghouse? It is an internet based system. When LMOs were supplied to any country, that country will be giving the feedback, like what are the positives, what are the negatives, what happened in their country when they were using this particular LMO, is there any such negative impact. This is an internet based mechanism. After seeing the feedback, then these people can go for ordering that particular LMO. Also, within the country, once the LMO comes to the ports of these countries, these countries will be checking whether the information that is given prior to the supply of LMO, the way how they are being manufactured is given in the literature, and the same principle is followed or not, they can check. After receiving the LMO, then the people can check, verify. It's just like a lab. It's just like a lab. They will be checking whether it is good, whatever the information is given is perfectly true or not. After getting confirmed, then they can release the LMO into the market. This is acting as a biological safety clearing house. This is about the Cartagena protocol. Clear? This is about the Cartagena protocol. In the year 2018, come on, Come to the current related one. Current related. In the year 2018, it came in the year 2019. In the year 2019, it started implementing. In the 2019 December, entire world got locked down. Therefore, it is not implemented on extensive scale till date. 2020, entire year gone. 2021, half of the year gone, but not implemented properly. Therefore, it is still current. Though it has released in the year 2018, yet still it is current. What it is current? This is what called as the amendment. The amendment to the Cartagena. What is this amendment to the Cartagena? This amendment is talking about liability. It is talking about the liability. Who has to face the liability if something goes wrong because of LMOs? Who has to bear the liability? And the liability was fixed on the exporter. This is a very, very important development that took place at a place called as Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. This is called as Nagoya Kuala Lumpur Amendment Agreement in the year 2008. 2018, recently, liability was fixed. To whom on whom the liability was kept? The liability was kept on the exporter. Who is the exporter? The developed country. Anything goes wrong in any part of the world because of their exported product, they have to bear the responsibility. Because they know the know-how, they know the technology, they know the know-how. Therefore, they need to take the responsibility. That means what? Not just the importer country should be very cautious, even the exporting country should be cautious whether to export the product to that particular environment or not. Is it okay? This is all about the Cartagena Protocol. This is all about the Cartagena Protocol. This is about the Cartagena Protocol. Is it okay? This is about the Cartagena Protocol. The next one is regarding the Nagoya Protocol. Let us talk about the Nagoya Protocol. What is this Nagoya Protocol? Nagoya Protocol talks about what the Nagoya Protocol talks about. It talks about the fair and equitable benefits arising from the modern biotechnology. Okay, same thing. It's popularly called as ABS. What is this ABS? Nothing but access, benefit and sharing. You need to have access. Access for what? Access for genetical resource. Benefit. You need to get benefit. From where? Maybe that particular genetic resource is present in maybe Canada or somewhere. Yesterday we are talking about one particular species called as rhododendrons. Rhododendrons are very famous for what? Cardiac diseases, right? If the rhododendrons are present only there, how come the world countries can get benefited? Can you find rhododendrons in Saudi Arabia or what? No. The Saudi Arabia also having the heart. They also can have the heart diseases, right? Therefore, the medicine should be available for even the Saudi Arabia people, though its genetical resource is not available. What is genetical resource? The rhododendrons. Is it clear? Do you understand what do you mean by genetical resource? What is the genetical resource? Is maybe a plant, maybe animal. Because of that animal or plant, whatever it is giving out, secretion or the production of enzyme, whatever may be the one, if at all we are consuming, if it is benefiting us, that particular resource is called as genetic resource. Is it clear? Now, let me give in the form of an example, then you can understand. What is this access, benefit and sharing? Listen very carefully, I am giving the example. whenever we are learning in the local language, means what, in our common thing, then you can understand the what is given in the United Nations literature. If we can have the background of this one, then only can understand the literature that is given in the United Nations websites. Come on. Nagoya Protocol. What is this Nagoya Protocol? Suppose there is a tree. This is a tree. This tree is there from some years together, maybe some 500, maybe 1000 years. And the local people, whoever they are staying there, they started protecting this tree from some ages immemorial, maybe from generation to generation. This particular tree is being protected by these tribal people, right? When this tree is protected by the tribal people, these people know the benefits of this one. Maybe this is giving some fruits, maybe the bark of this tree or maybe the leaves of this tree are used as some medicines. Maybe for small medicines like wounds or maybe the snake bite or some other purpose, these local people are using this particular leaves of the tree or the fruits of the tree or some body part of the tree as a medicine. Now, a fellow from USA came here and has observed that the leaves of this particular plant are greatly useful as a medicine, for maybe a disease, maybe corona. For this particular disease, disease, the very great medicine is there, and this medicine is from these leaves, the leaves of this one, right? Therefore, this fellow goes back with certain specimen. This fellow went back to his own country with the specimen. He did great R&D. After performing the R&D, then the R&D became successful. He invented a vaccine or some medicine. He invented vaccine. What is the genetical resource? This is the genetical resource. This is the genetical resource. With this genetical resource, this fellow developed the vaccine. By supplying this vaccine to the world countries, this fellow will be earning so many dollars. When this fellow is earning so many dollars, what is the use of these people? Is there any benefit for these people? Had these people are not there, might be this plant might have died much earlier. As these people protected this particular area, this entire area is being protected by these tribal people from generation to generation. As a token of gratitude for these people, Nagoya Protocol says that a share of profit needs to be given to these people. Who mandates this one? It is Nagoya Protocol. It is Nagoya Protocol makes the country, this particular country, mandates this country to give certain profit out of their profits as a share to these people. Therefore, these people can protect more and more genetic resource, and that particular genetic resource can be accessible to all the people of the world, and they get benefited, and the profit will be shared to these people. This is what called as ABS. Is this clear? Could understand this one? What do you mean by access, benefit and sharing? What is the sharing? The profits needs to be shared with those communities who are protecting the genetic resources. Like in the case, if I am giving this as tribes, you people couldn't understand. In the case of this one, India has to be given a share. Could understand? USA government directly will not be giving to the profit to these people. It is the Indian country under Nagoya Protocol demands United States of America, you fellow, you got benefited with our genetical resources because that genetical resource is available only in India, nowhere else. Come on, give me my share. Then the USA government will be giving share to India and India in turn will be supporting these people. Who demands? It is Nagoya Protocol. This is what called as access, benefit and sharing. Got the point? This is what the Nagoya Protocol. In the Nagoya Protocol, where this Nagoya, Cartagena is there as a city in Colombia, a country called as Colombia. This Nagoya is a very important city in the country called as Japan. During this Nagoya Protocol only, there were 20 targets that were developed. Where this Nagoya is there, the Nagoya is a very important city in the Aichi prefecture. Aichi prefecture. And therefore, the targets are called as Aichi. They are called as the Aichi targets. How many such targets were drafted? There were 20 such targets that were drafted, and all these 20 targets were given to all the world countries, and India as a member of United Nations Convention on Biodiversity, also a signatory for Nagoya Protocol, accepted all these 20 targets. All the 20 targets were being filtered and clubbed as 12 national biodiversity targets. They are clubbed as 12 national biodiversity targets, and the government of India said that by the year 2020 we are going to achieve all these targets. We are going to achieve all these targets. Is it clear? We are going to achieve all these targets. Is it okay? We are going to achieve all these targets, and in the form of National Report number 6, which is popularly called as NR6, the government of India submitted to the United Nations CBD saying that we have overachieved 2 targets. We have overachieved 2 targets, and we will be achieving 8 targets by 31st December 2020. How many targets achieved and going to achieve within 31st? We are very sure that we are going to achieve this one, and the remaining 2 targets we try our best to achieve. This is what the theme of the National Report number 6 submitted by the Government of India in the year 2018. In the year 2018, the Government of India submitted saying that there are 20 targets are being clubbed as 12 targets. In the 2 targets we have already achieved by the time it is 2018 itself. 8 targets we are in the process, definitely will be achieving, but there are 2 targets somewhat difficult, but we will see our best to achieve these 2 targets also. This is what the report submitted by the National Report 6 by the Government of India. How comes the Government of India is so confident in explaining these things? Because the Government of India had brought an act called as What is an act that was brought? The government of India brought an act called as National Biodiversity Act. Way back in the year 2002 itself. National Biodiversity Act, NBA 2002 itself. It structured, the National Biodiversity Act 2002 structured the entire scenario into three-tier structure. It is a three-tier structure. It is a three-tier structure. One at the national level, another at the state level, the last one at the district level. These are the three-tier structures. What is that institution which is there at the national level? This is called as National Biodiversity Authority at the national level. At the state level, it's called as State Biodiversity Board. It's called as State Biodiversity Board was established. At the district level, it's called as Biodiversity Management Committee. At the district level, it has introduced the organization called as Biodiversity Management Committee. This Biodiversity Management Committee is entrusted for maintaining a register called as Biodiversity People's Biodiversity Register. People's Biodiversity Register. What this register should include? It should include all the traditional knowledge, whatever the knowledge the local communities are having. What is the traditional knowledge? In our India, this traditional knowledge is extensively used. Many times, even in your household also, the people, the elderly people like your grandma or maybe the grandpa, immediately they will be using this type of knowledge and they will be helping you. Suppose something, burn is there. Whenever there is a burn, the people will not be applying the ointment. What is the first aid that is being given by the grandpa or the grandma? If there is a cut, immediately the turmeric powder that is present in the house is being applied. What do you mean by applying the turmeric powder? Is nothing but the traditional knowledge. Could understand? Means what? The turmeric itself is a antibiotic. Whenever there is a severe cold, what the people are advised, the grandpa or the grandma are they will be advising not to take the tablet like cetirizine. They will be asking you to take milk along with the pepper. What is that non? That is nothing but the traditional knowledge. All this traditional knowledge needs to be in the verbal or maybe the non-verbal that should be mentioned or written very precisely in the People's Biodiversity Register. And who will be maintaining this People's Biodiversity Register? It is at the district level. Because at the district level, the ground level people know the local conditions and all these people will be maintaining the book. The book is called as the People's Biodiversity Register. Not only this one, the other very important activity of this Biodiversity Committee, Biodiversity Management Committee at the district level, they are the people who are interested to protect what is called as bio-privacy. Piracy is called as biopiracy. Means what? Whenever the knowledge is being taken by some other countries or some other people, whenever they are taking out the genetical species or genetical resource, we need to protect. Who will be protecting? The local communities. On the same lines, there are number of authorities are being given, like National Biodiversity Authority is entrusted with so many authorities. Whoever is coming to India, Whenever they want to check do certain research, they should take the permission of NBDA. Whenever they are collecting any specimen, they need to take the permission of this one. This is how the structure was implemented. Because the structure, the three-tier structure, what happened, the biodiversity in the India is being protected on lines with United Nations Convention on Biodiversity. Based on all these things, we have submitted the report called as National Report 6 in the year 2018 itself. And what is the condition right now? We have achieved all the 12 targets under National Biodiversity Targets. Is it clear? This is all about what is called as the Convention on Biodiversity. This is all about the Convention on Biodiversity. This is all about the Convention on Biodiversity. Come on, let us understand this one. Let us see this one. See, this is the entire gist of this one. Hope you have written all these things. Clear? Starting from here, you have written all these things. Then came to Convention on Biodiversity, how many COPs were done. Then what are the two very important? One is Cartagena. What the Cartagena talks about? It is talking about the LMOs, protection of the importing countries, right? Under the two strategies, AIA, Advanced Information Agreement, then Biosafety Clearinghouse. This is about the LMO's explanation. Then coming to Nagoya Protocol. Nagoya Protocol is regarding the access, benefit and sharing. Then it has given out the targets which are called as Aichi targets. Then the National Report number 6. What is the structure in India for the national conservation of the biodiversity? It is a three-tier structure at the national level, at the state level, at the district level. What is a very important one at the ground level? It is maintaining a register called as People Biodiversity Register. Then they are protecting what is called as traditional knowledge and even the biopiracy. On the same lines, even this particular organization is going for identifying the heritage sites, biodiversity heritage sites. Biodiversity heritage sites. Altogether, as on today, there are 18 such. There are 18 biodiversity heritage sites are there. Biodiversity heritage sites are there. What are those biodiversity heritage sites? You can check all these things. Now, come on. After this entire explanation, now let us see the PPT. Let us see the PPT. Right? What is this? Convention on Biodiversity. Come on. In some of the material, some of the books, it is given only this much. Only a few lines are given. But this topic is very, very important. Now let us go through all these things. Come on. Let us talk about the Convention on Biodiversity. The Convention on Biodiversity. Come on, let us see this one. See, my very important suggestion for you people is, don't go to the secondary information. Come to the primary source. What is the primary source? United Nations. United Nations Convention on Biodiversity. The site is important. You need to go to that particular site. Don't copy from already copied material. Don't copy from already copied material. What is the primary source? Go to the primary source. Come on, let us see the history. This is all the history, what happened before this one. Okay, then 1991, what happened? United Nations Convention on Environment and Development. See this one, United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, which is popularly called as Rio Earth Summit. This is the Rio Earth Summit is the one which is behind the three very important organizations. What are the three very important organizations? Okay, what are the three very important organizations? The three very important organizations like United Nations Convention on Biodiversity, UNFCCC and UNCCD. What are the objectives? See the three objectives. The three very important objectives like the conservation of biodiversity, the first one. The first and foremost is the conservation of biodiversity. The second one is called as sustainable use of components of biodiversity. The second one, sustainable use of components of biodiversity. The third one, fair and equitable sharing of the benefits arising out of the utilization of genetic resources. This is the one which is talking about the Nagoya Protocol. This is Cartagena Protocol, right? Then see the conventions. They are called as the Conference of the Parties. And there is another organization called as SBSTTA. What is this SBSTTA? One is Conference of Parties. All the parties will be meeting. And within this Conference of Parties is responsible for recommendation to the COP on the technical aspects. Okay, that is technically supported. COP is technically supported by SBSTTA, right? As on February 2021, 14 COP meetings were held. 15th conference on CBD will be held in Kunming, Yunnan province, China. What is the theme? What is the theme of the conference? Ecological civilization, building a shared future for all life on earth. This theme can be a direct question in the UPSC prelims. The theme can be a direct question, right? COP15 is a very important conference as it is supposed to frame post 2020. This is a very, very important one. Post 2020, what needs to be done? Because the decade of biodiversity is between 2011 to 2020. Already it is done. What next should be given in the COP15? There are two protocols. One is Cartagena, another one is Nagoya. The Cartagena protocol is on living modified organisms resulting from modern biotechnology from one country to another, entered into force on September 2003. Objective, focus on transboundary movements. How the LMOs are being transported from one area to another area. Focused on transboundary movement. What are the two very important agreements? Advanced Information Agreement or Advanced Informed Agreement. What are the two? Advanced Informed Agreement and Biosafety Clearinghouse. What is the procedure? Procedure is for the shipment. Before the shipment of LMOs meant to be introduced in the environment. Before the export, what needs to be done? That is what the AIA, Advanced Informed Agreement. The next one is Biosafety Clearinghouse. It helps countries exchange scientific, technical, environmental and legal information about LMOs. These are the two very important instruments which are present in the Cartagena Protocol. The shipment may contain LMOs or may not intended for international introduction into the introduction to the environment. That is regarding the transboundary movement of LMOs. Then Nagoya Protocol. It is regarding the access to genetic resources and the fair and equitable sharing of benefits. arising from the utilization of biodiversity came into force in 2014. Nagoya Protocol is talking about three very important points. Genetic resources, where it is originating. This country is called as provider country. In our example, India. Second, may require benefits from using the biological material. Access and benefit sharing. Means what? Whenever the medicine is produced from the genetic resources, that needs to be access and benefit sharing should be there. Third, all contracting party must monitor the use of. All contracting parties means what? In our example, both India and USA. Monitoring the use of biological material on their territory to ensure that companies comply with the ABS rules. This is what? The third rule. These are the targets. How many targets are there? There are 20 HE targets. What are the targets? There are 20 such IG targets. Understand values. Values of what? Biodiversity. Mainstream biodiversity. Address incentives. Sustainable production. Half rate of loss. The rate of loss should be half. Means what? Reduce. Sustain fisheries managed within the limits. Reduce pollution. Reduce invasive alien species. Here, we need to reduce the invasive alien species. Then minimize coral reef loss. Then protected areas needs to be conserved, prevent extinction, conserve gene pool, restore ecosystem, enhance resilience, implement Nagoya Protocol. Implementation of Nagoya Protocol itself is a IT target. Then revise NBSAAPs, nothing but the protected areas. Then respect and conserve TK. What is this respect and conserve TK? The traditional knowledge should be respected and it should be conserved. Improve knowledge, mobilize resources. These are all the 20 HE targets. These 20 targets were grouped under as 5 goals. All the 20 targets are grouped as 5 goals. What are the goals? Goal A, B, C, D, E. Address the underlying causes of biodiversity loss by mainstreaming biodiversity across government and society. What is the B goal? Reduce the direct pressure on biodiversity. C goal, improve the status of biodiversity. D goal, enhance the benefits to all from biodiversity and ecosystem services. E goal, enhance implementation through participatory planning, knowledge management and capacity building. These are the three very important, 5 important goals that are present there. Right? Then, what is happening? Running fast. This is the IG biodiversity targets where there are 5. Now, coming to Indian scenario, conservation scenario in India. How the biodiversity is implemented in India, Act is implemented in India. Because as we are the signatories in the biodiversity conservation, nothing but United Nations Convention on Biodiversity, as India is one of the 17 mega biodiverse countries, and also we are the like-minded mega diverse countries. See these two, very important one. As India is one of the mega biodiverse country. What are these mega biodiverse countries? In the entire world, there are just 17 mega biodiverse countries. Out of those 17, no need to remember all the 17 countries. Out of all those countries, one is India. What is the criteria for delineating any country as a mega biodiverse country? So many vascular plants should be there. Minimum of 5,000 vascular plants should be there. Not only 5,000 vascular plants, also that area should be having the coastal area. Nothing but it should be having a contact with the sea or ocean. When such a coastal area is there and the 5,000 species are present, such country is considered as mega biodiverse country. One of such country is India. How many are there? 17 are there. Also, there is a group called as like-minded mega diverse countries. What is this group? Again, there are a number of countries here in the like-minded mega diverse countries. And India is also one of the like-minded mega diverse countries. When anything goes wrong, these like-minded mega biodiverse countries will provide the solutions for the conservation of that particular resource, because they are rich in genetical resources. If at all I am showing this one, let me show this one also, so that you people will get accustomed to this one. Yes, see this one. This is the mega diverse country. Again, United Nations Environment Program site. Whatever the sites you are seeing, those sites you need to pay very great attention. Don't go to all those sites, the material that is available in the market. You have to be in the prime sources, nothing but the first source, right? See this one. This is what called as the mega biodiverse countries. 17 countries which have been identified as the most biodiversity rich countries of the world, with a particular focus on endemic diversity. United States of America, Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Venezuela, Brazil, Democratic Republic of Congo, South Africa, Madagascar, India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Papua New Guinea, then China and Australia. No need to remember, is India is there or not, just check this one. See this one. What is a mega diverse country? Is a term used to refer the world's top biodiversity rich countries. This country focus method raises national awareness for the biodiversity conservation in the nation with high biological diversity, with many species unique to a specific country. Many species should be unique to this country. Now, what are the mega diverse country concept is based on 4 premises. What are the 4 premises? One is called as mega diversity. Each and every nation is critically important for the national survival. Biodiversity by no means evenly distributed on our planet, and some countries, especially in the tropical, harbor far great concentration on the biodiversity than others. Some of the most species rich and biodiverse nations also have ecosystems that are under most severe threat. Then the last one, to achieve maximum impacts, limited resources, conservation efforts must concentrate heavily. Just go through this one. No need to remember all these things. Just if you are having an idea, then it is too good. What is very important here is criteria. See this criteria. The criteria is very important. For what? Mega biodiverse countries. What is important here? Criteria. See criteria. There are 2 criteria. What are the 2 criteria? The first and foremost is the country must be having at least 5,000 world plants as endemic. Endemism is the criteria. What do you mean by endemism? That particular species should not be found anywhere in the world, only in this area. How many such species? 5,000 species. Whereas in the hotspots, just 1500 vascular plants. Whereas here, 5,000 species. Not only this one, this area should have marine ecosystem within the borders. These are the 2 criteria where that was followed by the Conservation International to delineate the mega biodiverse countries. Is it clear? These are the countries. These are the countries. Yes, you can see in the map. These are the countries. All those countries are having the ocean boundary, or nothing but the coastal area is there. Alaska, nothing but United States of America. Mexico, is there having the coastal area? Yes. Then Colombia, yes, it is having. Venezuela, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, South Africa, Democratic Republic of Congo. See this Democratic Republic of Congo? Almost all it is completely covered. Is it having the coastal area? Yes, very, very less coastal area is there. Having very great endemism. 5,000 species are there. Madagascar, rich biodiversity region. Australia, rich biodiversity region. Papua New Guinea, again rich biodiversity. Philippines, China, Malaysia, Indonesia, along with India. These are the mega biodiverse countries. What is the importance? If any genetical resources is lost, these countries come to the rescue because 5,000 endemic species along with the coastal area. Is it clear? This is what? No need to remember all these things, all the country names, no need to go for this one, no need to go for all these things. Just have an idea, what do you mean by mega biodiverse country? What are the criteria? Criteria are important. Clear? Criteria are important. Then, coming to this one, Convention on Biodiversity. Even in this one, do we remember all the Aichi biodiversity targets? No. There won't be any question like, come on, list down all the 20 Aichi biodiversity targets. Absolutely not. What is important is the concept, where the Aichi targets were brought, in which conference, what the Aichi targets are talking about. Are they talking about climate change? Are the biodiversity? Yes, they are talking about the biodiversity. What type of biodiversity? Protection of the genetical resources, conservation of traditional knowledge. This overall knowledge you need to have. What is the 18th Aichi target? Nowhere there will be a question. Absolutely not. No need to remember the biodiversity targets, right? Now, India government has brought the Biodiversity Act 2002. What are the salient features of the act? There are 3 divisions. What do you mean by 3 divisions? The entire administration of country as it is done in the 3-tier administration like central government, state government, local self-government. On the same lines, even the Biodiversity Act is developed on 3 lines, 3 tiers. What are the 3 tiers? See, these are the objectives of this one. See the structure of biodiversity. At the central level, you can have, you are having what is called as National Biodiversity Authority, which is called as NBA. At the state level, state biodiversity boards are there. Out of all this one, which is very, very important, the grassroots level, it is biodiversity management committee is very, very important. In each and every protected area, in every village, in every district, this management committee is doing a marvelous job. I will connect this particular biodiversity management committee with whatever the knowledge you are already having. Yesterday, we were watching one video regarding the return of Shanghai. Yesterday, we were watching one video, return of Shanghai, where there was a meeting. Within the video, the people are explaining something. A group of people are sitting and one girl was explaining something. What is that one? That is the Biodiversity Management Committee, which is working at the grassroots level. Could understand? The local people of that locality forms a group. They will be preserving the entire locality. They are interested with the job of maintaining a register called as People's Biodiversity Register. Also, they are the people who are interested with the job of saving biopiracy. If someone is taking some genetical resources, it is the responsibility of those people. They will be coming to the rescue. Do you connect that particular video, what we have shown in the yesterday's class, with the biodiversity management committees? This is what the biodiversity management committee. It is Chilka Lake which was removed from the Montreux record, which is the organization which have taken a maximum responsibility in removing Chilka from the Montreux record. It is the Biodiversity Management Committee. The people at the ground level are very, very important. Got the one? This is the importance of the management committee, right? In between there is a question. See the question? Mansi is having a question like, Do we need to remember the 5 goals of IG targets? What type of targets provision needs to be learnt as whole? What is important is, I said, the overall concept, the conceptual clarity. No need to go to one particular target, like whatever the goal that is given, whatever the second goal, what is the fifth goal of IG target. Never the type of questions can be there. Absolutely not. But what you need to know is, yes, the Nagoya protocol has provided certain target called as IG targets. What are IG targets? They are the targets which are meant for protection of biodiversity. This overall knowledge is very important. Got the point? You will now never be asked at the micro level, but you need to know the complete concept, like what is the duty of NBDA, National Biodiversity Authority. What are the duties? What is the duty of National Biodiversity Management Committee? Who are the people at the ground level protecting the biodiversity? It is the committees. And you people, you are all the urban folk. You don't understand the importance of these committees. If you go to any rural areas, where the rural people are having much more knowledge than the urban people regarding these particular committees. In fact, wherever you can find one water body where more and more migratory birds are there, those areas, the people will be forming a group and they will be protecting that ecosystem. The government, especially the collector, who is the leader here, it is the collector who will be bringing awareness to the each and every village area, every panchayat area, every local self-government, where the people, where the collector is the one who will be instructing the people to form a small groups to conserve that particular biodiversity of that area. As in the case of Manipur, Loktak Lake, there is no such Pumdi available anywhere in the world. Yes, audio is there right now. All you people can listen right now. This is about the people's biodiversity register, right? Is it clear now? Come on. Is the audio clear? Everyone please respond. Prathimesh, please respond. Is audio clear? Or am I audible? Yes, very good. Good. Fine. Now, see this one. This is about the biodiversity management, what is called as the register. This is about the register where the local people will be holding this one. Right? Now, after the register, let us talk something more about this one. Yes, this is a structure. This is a structure, right? After this structure, people's biodiversity register. This is what I am talking about. Such type of registers are very important. As in the case of what is the Ramsar, Montreux record is there. Every district is having such type of register. As a citizen, now what you can do is, in your locality, suppose if at all you are living, there are 42 Ramsar sites, right? You people may be close to any one of the Ramsar site. Go to that particular site, very close, maybe within a radius of 10 kilometers. Go to that region, see the district, see the group that is present there called as BMC, Biodiversity Management Committee. Go to those people, ask for the register. Yes, these people will be talking about the register. This is how you can learn. The biodiversity is implemented in letter and spirit in India. All these things are not there just on the books. Yes, they are there at the ground level. We people are seeing only in the books. Got the point? In fact, all they are there at the grassroots level. But we people, the so-called learned people, we are aiming such a high post, but we are seeing all these things only in the textbooks and only in the printed material given by someone. The age-old, very old editions are there. Don't go for the age-old editions. Don't see any textbook that is available in the market. Absolutely not. The textbook that is been printed in the market, it will be coming into the market at least 1 year after. By the time you write the exam, it will be 1 more year. Then it will be outdated. Outdated for the UPSC. You will be going with all the information which is outdated information for UPSC exam, which is a disaster. That's why I am asking you to follow the internet. But where to follow in the internet, you need to be very careful. You need to select such sites which are highly authentic sites. Right? I have shown some of the sites, you need to follow those sites only. Clear? This is about the People's Biodiversity Register. See the main function of BMC. The main function of BMC. Question in the preliminary part will be given like this. At the district level, the Biodiversity Act 2002 is called as BMC. What is the main function of BMC? A, B, C, D. What is the main function of BMC? People's Biodiversity Register is the main function. Is it clear? Is it okay? Right? The register shall contain comprehensive information on availability and knowledge of local biological resources, their medicinal and other traditional knowledge associated with this one. This is regarding the register. What are the things that are there in the register? Then after this one, the data about the local weights. What do you mean by local weights? The local weights are the people who are they are preparing certain medicines with the local leaves, local barks, local roots. These are the local doctors, okay, and practitioners using the biological resources. Details of the access to biological resources and traditional knowledge granted, details of collection fee imposed, and details of the benefit derived and mode of their sharing. People's knowledge is of two types. See this one. The people's knowledge is of two types. What are the two types of knowledge the people are having? knowledge of uses that might find commercial application and that might need to be guarded with respect to IPR. What are IPRs? Intellectual property rights that needs to be guarded. This is one knowledge. The second knowledge is knowledge pertinent to prudent management of natural resources that might be widely shared with benefit to all concerned without any unfair commercial profits. One is ubiquitous. What do you mean by ubiquitous? Where it will be available everywhere and therefore that needs to be, the knowledge needs to be shared. The other one is protection of IBR. Protection of IPR, intellectual property rights, right? This is about the biodiversity heritage sites. These are all the biodiversity heritage sites. How many are there? There are 18 biodiversity heritage sites. See this one. Gharial Rehabilitation Central, Kukrail, Lucknow. Okay, these are the biodiversity heritage sites. With this, we came to the biodiversity heritage sites. Then, what are the HE targets? How the biodiversity targets are being derived from the HE targets? This we will see after the break. Let us go for a small break. After the break of 10 minutes, we will be coming back and we will be seeing the Indian scenario. What are the targets for India and how the targets are achieved by India? What do you mean by National Report 6? Right? We will go for a small break here. After the break, we will start the remaining things. Welcome back, please. Come on. Yes, come on, welcome back. Right? Come to this one. And also, you people are underestimating UPSC. There won't be any question like how many countries are the member countries in the CBD. Absolutely not. Don't underestimate UPSC. UPSC will never ask the very small things like this was a strategy much earlier, maybe in the 90s, maybe in the 2002 before. But right now, such type of questions never can be seen. The conceptual understanding is required. Whenever you are having a very great understanding on the concept, the questions can be solved very easily. It appears like it is asking the question which is having a number or something. But numbering can be asked in a conceptual manner. Like suppose I will give you one best example. What is the name of the or number of the national highway which is moving or which is a controversial national highway between Karnataka and Kerala? What is involved here? The answer may be a number, but the concept is involved here. You have to approach UPSC with a concept. When the concept is there, then only you can get through the prelims as well as the mains. Don't think that you need to by heart, you can mug up the numbers and all these things. Why you are running behind how many member countries are there? No need at all. Never there will be a question like how many member countries, how many countries are ratified. Because these numbers which have ratified any convention will be keep on changing. Keep on changing. Like in the case of Ramsar, what happened in the Ramsar? In the year 2019, the numbers got increased. Some of the countries came voluntarily forward to join the Ramsar Convention. Therefore, no need to go for identifying or remembering that factual part, how many numbers, which are keep on changing, which are dynamic, don't go to that one. But what is important is understanding as a whole is important. Right? Very good. All you people are too good. You are responding absolutely, and the understanding of the concept is also there for you. Fine. Now see this one. Biodiversity heritage sites. These are not the biodiversity reserves, biosphere reserves, which are identified by UNESCO. They are not the one. These are the biodiversity heritage sites identified by the BMCs, biological diversity BMC, nothing but at the district level you can find the BMC. Once they are being notified, the proposal will be sent to the State Biodiversity Board, and after the State Biodiversity Board sends the proposal to the national level, National Biodiversity Authority will be taking the decision whether this particular site can be approved as a biodiversity heritage site or not. How many such biodiversity heritage sites, which are otherwise called as BHS, are there in India right now? 18. See, one of the biodiversity site, I am giving the very practical way of learning the things. I am showing one particular university. Within that university, there are number of genetical resources, where these genetical resources are very helpful for providing medicines or for the other purposes, just like which are useful for both the animals as well as the humans. There is a university called as the University of Agricultural Science in the Bangalore. Within that university, there are number of GRs, genetical resources. When genetical resources are there, that particular university, entire university itself is considered as the heritage site. What is present there? Genetical resources are present. One of this very important lake, see this lake? The lake that is present, called as Aminpur Lake in the Sangareddy district of Telangana. Aminpur Lake, what can be a genetical resource within the Aminpur Lake? Lake is a lake where you can find some of the marine species, right? Maybe some birds will be coming, but around this lake you can find the very great growth of vegetation. That vegetation is acting as genetical resources. Aminpur Lake of Hyderabad, nothing but the Telangana region. Also, Majuli, very very important. Some of the sites you need to remember. Majuli is what is Majuli? All you people are well aware of Majuli. This is what Majuli? Come on, you respond. What is Majuli? Well, you people are well aware of Majuli in the geography. Come on, what is Majuli? Majuli is a island. What type of island? Majuli is a island. Very good. All you people are well aware. But what type of island is Majuli? Come on. Where this Majuli is located? Majuli is located in Assam. Majuli is there in Assam. Where do you find Majuli? It is there. It is the island. What type of island? Very good. Very good. See the answer. All you people are too good. But what is there? This is the largest information. Very good. Wonderful. One guy, Tushar, has given an excellent answer. In fact, all the people have given the answer. But see the answer of this guy. He has represented this one as island district. What is the importance here? All you people know that Majuli is a riverine island. Within the river, there is an island which is called as the riverine island. Within the river called as Brahmaputra. Some of the people have even given the name called as Brahmaputra. Right? But what is important here, this particular island has become a district of its own. This particular island has become a district of its own. It is the first riverine district of India. The riverine district, riverine island, it can be there. There are number of riverine islands. So many riverine islands are there. But riverine island district is the one uniqueness. What was the district earlier? It was under the district called as Jorhat. Right now it has become a district of its own. The first riverine island district, this is Majuli. What is there within the Majuli? Since it is surrounded by entire river water, the river water of Brahmaputra, you can find very great number of species. and unique type of species. These species are having very great importance in terms of pharmaceutical or the medicated values, and therefore this particular module, because of presence of the genetical resource, this is a very important one called as the biological heritage site. Also, within the city of Lucknow, within the city, this is the outskirts. In the outskirts of the city, there is a very important center called as Kukrail. It's a Kukrail reserve forest. There is a forest and the outskirts of the river, outskirts of the city called as Lucknow, on the banks of river called as Gomti, there is a reserve called as Kukrail. You need to remember such type of very, very important unique centers. What is this Kukrail? Kukrail region is the area which is located on the banks of the Gomti river, is the one where you can find the protected species called as Gharial. Gharial species are captively breeded here. Kukrail, Gharial captive breeding center. This center, the Kukrail center, is having a very great genetical resource, and therefore this Kukrail is a very, very important biological heritage site of India. Likewise, you need to remember at least a few biological heritage sites, so that if at all if there is a question in the mains part, you can give the answers. Example Majuli, example Kukrail, example Aminpur Lake. And in the Meghalaya, there is a very, very important one called as Klaukur Sien. See this one, Klaukur. A very, very important biological center. Yani ki, what is called as the genetical resource center. A very important center. There you can find huge trees where they are of more than 1,000 years. This is the area. You need to remember some of the very important. It is up to you. Which you will be remembering, it is up to you. At least, try to remember one or two. Is it clear? Is it okay? This is about the, even Darjeeling. See the Darjeeling region. Dotri biodiversity heritage site. Then Tonglu biodiversity heritage site. They are under the Darjeeling Forest Division. Clear? This is about the biodiversity heritage sites, right? After this one. Now, coming to the targets. The targets. What are these targets? Come and see this one. India National Biodiversity Targets. How many targets were given by the Nagoya Protocol under the Aichi? They are called as Aichi Biodiversity Targets. 20 are given, right? All these 20 biodiversity targets are clubbed, and with respect to the Indian scenario, the government of India has drafted 12 targets. Within these 12 targets, all the 20 targets are included. Could understand? How many targets the government of India has drafted? 12 targets. It doesn't mean that the Aichi targets are being reduced and government of India has taken only 12 targets. No. Within these 12 targets, all the 20 Aichi biodiversity targets are included. It is tailor-made. What it is called as? It is called as the biodiversity targets are tailor-made to India. What do you mean by tailor-made to India? Which are fit for Indian scenario. How many such targets are there? 12 biodiversity targets. They are called as National Biodiversity Targets. What are these targets? See this one. The National Biodiversity Target number 1, which is equivalent to the Aichi Biodiversity Target 1. Whereas the National Biodiversity Target number 3, which includes 2 Aichi Biodiversity Targets. One target is of number 15, another one is 5. Again, don't need to remember. What you need to know is, yes, there are 12 targets. What type of targets? Enhancing the forestry that is present in India. Wherever the forest is there, you need to conserve the forest, you need to go for afforestation, you need to go for reforestation. Whatever the species that are present there, both in the marine as well as on the terrestrial, you need to conserve the species. Especially marine species should be conserved. How the marine species should be conserved? Because of over exploitation. These are degrading like anything. The best example, the techniques like bottom trawling should be done away with. We should not go for bottom trawling. What is this bottom trawling? We have explained already. See, all the major things, the concepts are already given. What you need to do is you need to connect. Is it clear? Whenever you are going for over exploitation of the resources, wastage of the resources, over exploitation of the resources or wastage of the resources. When you are using the resource, a maximum resource for only minimum purpose, which is called as the wastage of the resource. You need to reduce the wastage. You need to make use of the resources in a very judicious way. All they are the targets. Let us see one or two or some one or two targets you will come across. By 2020, a significant portion of the country's population, especially the youth, is aware of the values of the biodiversity, and the steps can be taken to conserve and use of it sustainably. This is the target. Every country will be asking its people to know about the importance of the biodiversity. Yes, the government also will be doing the same things. Awareness campaigns. Means what? The curriculum, in the school curriculum, in the college curriculum, where the biodiversity or the environmental studies should be introduced as a subject. Yes, we are having. Not only in the academics, even in the competitive exam, and so we are here discussing all these things, right? This is one target. The next one, by 2020, values of biodiversity are integrated in the national or state plan. Are there in the national plan or state plan? On the other day, I was talking about ecosystem services. The ecosystem services, the Finance Commission has allotted certain percentage of the grant to be given to those states which are providing more number of ecosystem services. What type of services they are providing? They are providing the provisioning services, they are providing the regulatory services, they are providing the cultural services, also they are providing the supporting services. Therefore, the states and union territories like Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, then Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh, these states are provided some extra amount of grant in the Finance Commission. In the dispersal of the grants between the states, some states are getting some extra percentage. Why? Because they are providing certain ecosystem services. Could you understand this one? This is what the target. Strategies for reducing rate of degradation. Yes, rate of degradation needs to be reduced. Fragmenting of loss of natural habitat. The natural habitat, whenever it is getting degraded, it is getting fragmented. You need to stop that one. Means what? Going for afforestation, going for reforestation. These are the techniques, right? These are all the invasive alien species and the pathways are identified. You should not introduce the invasive alien species. All these things are known to you. Provided if you are reading this one and are connecting this one, then it will be, your job is done. Measures are adopted for sustainable management of agriculture, forestry and fisheries. Sustainable agriculture, sustainable fisheries, sustainable forestry means what? Not going for over exploitation, going for the protection of the forestry, not exploiting the forest. Agriculture needs to be in a sustainable manner. Means what? Don't go for chemical fertilizers. Don't use more and more water. Use organic farming. Go for drip irrigation. Soil erosion should be kept at a minimum. All these things leads to what is called a sustainable agriculture. Got the point? These are the 12 targets. All 12 targets are included within 20 Aichi biodiversity targets. Based upon these targets, now the government of India has prepared the report called as the National Report 6, which is popularly called as NR6. This is called as NR6. What is NR6? NR6 is nothing but National Report number 6. Is it clear? Is it clear? National Report number 6. The report is very important. Now, I will go through the report. I will be giving one particular very important statement just by taking some of the points from the National Report 6, and that can be asked as a direct question for you in the mains part. You should be ready with the answer. Probably let we give the same question as assignment question today. Let we give the same question as an assignment question today, but first of all let me go through this one, and I will be catching one particular statement and I will be giving the same statement as it is as a question. Now it is your duty to give the answer. Come on, let us first of all see this one. What is this one? India submitted its 6th national report NR6 to the CBD during the inaugural session. Okay, this is about it has achieved 12 national biodiversity targets. First 5 countries, India is the first 5 countries. India is the very important country which is managing the mandatory obligation. See this one, the submission of the report, this point is important. The submission of the national report is a mandatory obligation on every party, whoever is the signatory for this convention, is a mandatory obligation on the parties to the international treaties under CBD. India developed 12 targets in line with 20 targets. Highlights of the report. What are the highlights? You need to know these highlights. These things are asked as a question in the prelims as well as the mains. Now see the highlights. India is one of the few countries where forest cover is on rise. What is the forest cover right now? It is right now, according to the Forest Report 2019, 21.34% is the forest cover in India. According to the 2019 Forest Report, every year means what? Every report, the forest report will be given 2 years once. It's a biennial report. What do you mean by biennial report? Every 2 years once the report will be out. It was released in the year 2019 and it will be there till September 2021. In the September 2021 we will be coming across the new forest report. It will be serving the purpose for 22 and 23. Clear? When it is going to release? In the year 2021 in the month of September. Till September 2019 data is valid. How much is the percentage of the forest? 21.34 or 21.3. Remember, as 21.3% of geographical area of India is under the forest, right? Now, okay, India has exceeded, see this one, India has exceeded, overachieved 2 national biodiversity targets. It is on track to achieve 8 national biodiversity targets. In respect of the remaining 2 targets, India is striving to meet the targets by the stipulated time of 2020. This is what the commitment given by the government of India. After this one, this is very important. See the contents within the National Report 6. That I have taken the content as it is from the National Report 6. Where this report is available? Yes, this report is available in the PIB. In the PIB site, in the PIB, Press Information Bureau, you can find this particular report. Right? Press Information Report. Whatever is given in the PIB, I have taken as it is. Now, see this one. More than 20% of the Indian geographical area is under forest. This is the first achievement. India has exceeded the territorial components of 17% of IG target number 11. Means what? 2 targets are overachieved. What are the 2 targets? One is forest, another one is territorial components. What do you mean by territorial components? Holding or nothing but the saving or conserving the biological resources on the territory, means nothing but on the land. Then India published the first internationally recognized certificate of compliance. This is called as IRCC. See, this is again a very important point. What is the important point is, every country has to publish the internationally recognized certificate of compliance under the protocol in 2015. Since then, published nearly 75% of the IRCC, thereby achieving target related to ABS. This is related to Nagoya Protocol. By operationalizing the Nagoya Protocol on ABS, means what? What are the genetical resources which are highly helpful for the mankind that are available in India? See this one. What are the genetical resources that are available in India which are highly useful for the mankind, nothing but for the humanity? You need to publicize this one as a mandatory obligation, to international body. What is this one called as? Internationally recognized certificate of compliance. It's called as IRCC. Question in the preliminary part can be asked like this. IRCC is the obligation on the parties of the signatories in the CBD. IRCC is related to which of the following components? A. Cartagena, B. Nagoya Protocol, 3. Aichi targets, D. as a whole of CBD. Then you need to specifically talk about ABS, nothing but Nagoya Protocol. Such type of broad questions will be asked. Is it clear? This is the one which is very important one. Then see the next very important submission given by the government of India. The population of lion has risen to over 520, elephants to 30,000, one-horned rhino which was on the brink of extinction during early 20 years now numbered 2,500. Greatest achievement. Then further, why globally only over 0.3% of the total recorded species are critically endangered? In India, just 0.08% of the species recorded are critically endangered. Question can be asked like this. See the question. Which of the following statements are correct? See the question. Which of the following statements are correct? A. In India, only 0.08% of the species recorded are critically endangered. This is what the question. When the question is asked like this, then when you are writing the preliminary exam, as you need to take care of so many subjects, then it appears like this particular question is a vague question or the question that was asked at the micro level. We feel like the question was asked at the micro level. Who will be remembering this 0.08 or 0.3? This is what we feel. But this particular statement is very important. Why it is very important? Because it is given by the government of India to the world countries. When it is the commitment of India, when India itself is committing to the world countries, before the world countries, saying that this percent of species are critically endangered in India, therefore that particular number is very important. When India itself is committing one particular figure, that number is very, very important. But as such, whenever you are seeing the preliminary question paper as a whole, combining all the subjects, this particular number 0.03 appears to be a vague question. Got the point? What you need to pay attention on whenever the government itself is committing to something, when the commitment is given by the government, that numbers becomes very, very important. This can be a very, very important question, like how much of species are critically endangered in India? When it is the global average of 0.3% is critically endangered, in India it is just 0.08%. This is one. Then next one, see the next one. See the importance of the statement. The statements are very, very important. Measures have been adopted for sustainable management of agriculture, fisheries and forest with a view to provide food and nutritional security to all without destroying the natural resource base while ensuring intergenerational environmental equity. This is what the statement given by the National Report 6. What you need to understand here in the mains topic. See the mains question. Question can be asked like this. Explain the measures taken for sustainable management of agriculture in India. This is the question. from where the questions are taken directly from. You need to identify. See the question. What is the statement? The statement submitted by the government of India to the world countries, saying that I have taken certain measures. For what? For the sustainable agriculture, for sustainable fisheries, for the sustainable forest. And it is telling that I have taken some measurements. What type of measures I have taken? This is the question in the mains part. The question can be directly lifted from this report into the UPSC question paper. Explain what are the different measures taken by the government of India for the sustainable measurement of agriculture. This can be a question. When we see the question in the question paper, we feel like it's a common, very common question. But if at all you are not writing that, yes, it is the commitment given by the government of India to the CBD, you will not be getting the marks. We feel like you will be writing all those things. Yes, agriculture is very important. India is an agro-based country. India is having so much of population under agriculture. All these things will be there definitely in the answer. If I give you the same question as assignment, you will be writing all these things. But identifying this particular point from this context, if it is given the answer, agriculture can be a question in geography, agriculture can be a question in economy, agriculture can be a question in the ecology. From which context the question is asked and in which context you are giving the answer, it matters a lot. Everyone after writing the answer, they come out and they tell that I have written the answer extraordinarily. But when the result comes, the people will be seeing very low marks. Why? Because they are missing the key link. Where the key link? It is the one. From which context the question was asked, you need to identify that one. Whether it is the economical context, whether it is the ecological context, or it is a geographical context. If you can catch this one, you are catching the pulse of UPSC. Whoever catches the pulse of UPSC, definitely they will be there in the service. Got the point? See the question. Measures have been adopted for sustainable management of agriculture. The keywords, sustainable management, one is the keyword, agriculture is the keyword. Sustainable management of the agriculture. How to manage the agriculture sustainably. Now I am giving this as an assignment question to you. You please write down this question and come up with the answer. Write down the answer, you check your answer. Come on, write down the question. Explain the measures taken for the sustainable management of agriculture in India. Come on, take down the question as it is. Explain the measures taken. Explain the measures adopted for. Explain the measures adopted for the sustainable management of agriculture in India. Explain the measures adopted for sustainable management of agriculture in India. See, just one line question. The question is very conventional way. The answer should not be in a conventional way. What you feel whenever you see this question, agriculture. The question is on agriculture. And sustainable management. This is so simple. You can write. You will be writing right from the history. Right from 10,000 BC, India is agrarian in nature. Cultivating paddy, cultivating wheat. This all will be starting the answer. But that won't be worked out here. What you need to write? What are the sustainable management measures? What are the sustainable management measures? Arresting the soil erosion, use of irrigation in judicious way. The programs like in the irrigation, you might have come across some of the programs introduced by the government of India. What are the very important irrigational programs introduced by the government of India in order to go for sustainable management? You need to write down the important programs introduced by the government of India in the sustainable management of agriculture. The irrigational programs like Neer Aanchal, Har Khet Ko Pani, More Crop Per Drop, then Har Med Per Ped, then Pradhan Mantri Krishi Vikas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Could understand? These things should be in the answer. These are the programs meant for sustainable management of agriculture. And you need to mention that all they are targeting towards the Aichi biodiversity targets under national biodiversity targets in the CBD. This is how you need to project the answer. Simply writing the programs doesn't give you good marks. Simply writing about agriculture doesn't give you good marks. Simply mentioning about the sustainable management, it doesn't give the marks. You need to club all these things. This is the art of writing the answer. From where the question is picked up. Very, very important. Is it clear? Is this okay? Could able to catch the pulse of UPSC? You need to be very, very cautious. Why UPSC is believed to be difficult? In fact, it's not. Provided if you are approaching to UPSC in a perfect manner. Is this okay? Then, programs are in place in maintaining genetic diversity of cultivated plants, farm livestock and their wild relatives towards minimizing the genetic erosion and safeguarding the genetic diversity. Again here, very, very important one, the keywords genetic erosion. We know soil erosion. What do you mean by genetic erosion? Loss of genetic resource itself. A complete loss of genetic resource itself is called as genetic erosion. What are the measures? Programs are in place. What type of programs are in place to maintain genetic diversity? Can anyone tell at least 1, 2, 3 programs? What are the programs that are introduced by the government of India in maintaining the genetic diversity of the cultivated plants, not just the wild plants, cultivated plants, farm livestock, also wild relatives. What are wild relatives? For each and every edible plant right now there is a wild relative. Example, what is the example? The rubber that is been planted in Kerala is having a wild relative in Brazil. The rubber of Brazil, the wild rubber. If something goes wrong for the rubber in anywhere in the part of the world, from the wild relative it can reproduce this particular genetic resource. The wild relatives are very important. Come on, anyone can tell about any one program. I just want one program. One program that is in place for maintaining the genetic diversity. Very common things are there. If I give the answer, you feel like, okay, is this the one? What is the program? What is the program initiated by the government of India in preserving the genetic diversity? What do you mean by genetic diversity? Protecting all the life that is present in one area. What is the program? Is there any one program? Come on. You think it over. Last one. See the last one. Mechanism and enabling environmental and being created for recognizing and protecting the vast heritage of coded and oral traditional knowledge. Oral and traditional knowledge related to biodiversity. We are protecting. Do you know this one? The government of India is protecting what? Vast heritage. Whatever the heritage that is there, the vast heritage is being coded. Coded means what? Written. Oral. What is oral? Explaining. Traditional knowledge. Where we are preserving all these things? In the form of BMC, Biodiversity Management Committees, a book, People's Biodiversity Management Register. Don't you think that the register itself can be carried for generations to generations? It is coded. It is coded, and whatever is been oral, whatever is oral means what? Whenever a very old guy is explaining the importance of that particular genetic resource, we are listening and we are again writing this one in the book. Oral and coded genetical resource knowledge, which is otherwise called as traditional knowledge. It's called as traditional knowledge. Do you know this one? In India there are so many traditional knowledges where our ancestors will be keep on telling, but we never pay any attention. We never pay attention. There is what is called as a medicine for each and every disease in India. the so-called Ayurveda. The so-called Ayurveda, direct application of the root plant or root product or the leaf product or the plant product, where they are being crushing and they will be giving some medicine. This is what is the one, but because of some things what happened in the latest time period, where the people knowledge on that particular resource is not so good, where it is giving adverse impact, and therefore we won't believe this one and we are running behind the so-called English medicines. If we can manage our traditional knowledge, no medicine is required from outside world into India. But that is a different scenario, okay? This is what the traditional knowledge, this is the importance of traditional knowledge. Is it okay? This is the importance of traditional knowledge. This is the end of the story. This is the end of the story. This is the report, National Report 6. The National Report 6 is very, very important. Genome India project, Paramparagat Krishi Yojana. Paramparagat Krishi Yojana, nothing but, what do you mean by Paramparagat Krishi Yojana? Nothing but organic farming. The name is called as Paramparagat Krishi Yojana, nothing but organic farming. Then the people are giving zero budgeting, non-farming, the raw material too and all these things. What is the question? Programs are in place maintaining the genetic diversity. What do you mean by the programs are in place maintaining the genetic diversity? One guy has given as MAB program. What is MAB program? Man on the Biosphere Reserve. CCMB, another guy has given CCMB, nothing but Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology. CCMB, it's not CCBM. Is there anything other thing is there or what? CCBM. What is CCMB? Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology. It is CCBM. He has written as CCBM. What is CCBM? Something is there. I don't know what is CCBM. Ashish Kadam. Come on. You please expand CCBM. Is it Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology or something? Okay. Now, see, our programs are in place. Think in a very simpler manner. Program in place to protect genetical resource. Means what? The native plants, wherever they are there, you are protecting. The concept of national park, the concept of biosphere reserve, as one guy, Tushar, has given the answer like MAB, man on the biosphere reserve. Man on the biosphere reserve. This is the answer. Also, you can talk about, as you have given like Genome India project, yes, Gene Bank, right? Whatever the idea that comes in your mind, if at all you can enhance this idea, you can connect that particular one to the question, then it is true. This is right. Whatever the idea you are having, that needs to be connected to the answer. That is more than sufficient. How you are connecting to the answer is important. Today, we have not only seen just the convention on biodiversity, we even went to the practice of writing the answer, where you need to catch the UPSC, how to catch, all these things are very important. Is it clear? Yes, it is CCMB, okay? Is it okay? Very good. All you people are too good, you are good in guessing, everything is fine, too good. Maintain the same tempo, but practice. You need to practice more. I am uploading this one. Today I will be sending to our friend Pratmesh. He will be in turn uploading you too. Within no time it will be reaching you. You please follow all these things. Make notes from these things. I already have explained in the brief, in the starting of the class. Then everything is given here. When a government of India is releasing any such report, the reports are very important. You need to pay attention on this one. Is it clear? Here we will stop the class. We will take a break here. We will be seeing tomorrow the third module, which is called as the climate change. I will be giving the structure, how the environment became a very important subject in the United Nations right from 1972 till 2021. I will be giving all the sequential developments till 2021, right from 2021, you need to carry forward how and what are the latest developments that are happening. Is it clear? Tomorrow we'll be seeing climate change. 1, 2, within 1, 2 classes we will be completing the climate change. Then the third class onwards we will be going to what is called as a very important concept called as pollution. Pollution, environmental information, environmental EIA is nothing but environmental impact assessment. With this environmental impact assessment, we are going to complete the entire environment. Whatever the things which are pending here and there, you can get the information from the material. Those things which you can learn, you can read and you can understand from material, I am not touching those things which are very factual. No need in explaining in all these things. Wherever the analysis part is there, wherever my importance is there, I have taken that particular part, I am explaining all these things. Right? The small things are there where you can read and you can learn. Right? As it is not possible to eat every point in the classroom. Is it okay? Take care. Take care. Meet you tomorrow at around, I think the timing is 1:30 or 5 o'clock. I don't know. Let me check the timing. Then we'll be seeing tomorrow with the climate change. To all the friends, whoever they are skipping the classes, you please inform that tomorrow class is very, very important. That doesn't mean that today's class is not important. You inform your friends so that all the people should attend in the class, right? Take care. See you. Bye-bye.